The Lantern Man of Withers Hollow. There's an old road that winds through the woods near a forgotten place called Withers Hollow. Most maps don't show it anymore, and if they do, the road's just a faint, broken line. Folks say it used to be a trade route in the 1800s, before the woods swallowed it, and the people who dared to pass through. Back then, travelers were warned not to go through the hollow after dark, not because of wolves or highwaymen, but because of the Lantern Man. The legend goes like this. In the winter of 1836, there was a lamplighter named Thomas Grail. He was a quiet man who lived alone on the edge of the woods. Every evening, he'd walk the road with a long, hooked pole, lighting the gas lamps one by one to guide night travelers safely through the hollow. It was his pride, his duty. One night during a snowstorm, a rich merchant rode through the hollow but never reached the next town. When the snow melted, searchers found what was left of the merchant, impaled on a broken branch, like something had dropped him from a great height.
They questioned Thomas, of course. I never saw the man.
But folks noticed something strange. Thomas had suddenly come into money. New clothes, meat on the table, even a shiny silver pocket watch he was seen admiring in the lamplight. So they hanged him. Didn't bother with a trial. They dragged him into the woods and hung him from the very post he used to light each night. His lantern, still glowing, was left swinging beside him, but the next night, the lantern was gone. So was the body. Since then, travelers say a pale light appears in the hollow, bobbing through the trees like someone walking with a lantern. People who follow it disappear. Sometimes their voices are heard calling for help. Other times their faces are seen in the frost on the glass, screaming as if they're trapped between worlds. And those who survive speak of a man with hollow eyes and a rope burn around his neck, holding a rusted lantern that burns with cold blue fire. They call him the Lantern Man. Now, the strangest part happened more recently, in the early 2000s. A college student named Sarah was driving home late one November evening. She was tired, took a wrong turn, and ended up on an old forest road her GPS didn't recognize. The snow was falling heavy. The woods pressed in, and just when she thought about turning back, she saw a light. It was a lantern. It swung gently from side to side, just ahead of her car. Never too far, always just leading her deeper into the woods. At first, she thought it was a hiker, or maybe a forest ranger. She followed it until her car sputtered, choked, and died. Total power failure. Not even hazard lights. That's when the radio clicked on, though the car was off. It played a voice, static, then whispering.
"Come walk with me."
Sarah panicked. She grabbed her phone, but there was no signal, just a faint glow on the screen, and the same words repeating, scrolling across her lock screen. Then, the lantern began to move toward her, slowly, deliberately. It wasn't being held, it was floating. She slammed the door locks, heart racing, but then heard a knock on the glass. Not the driver's side, the rear window.
"Come walk with me."
A blood-curdling scream.
They found Sarah the next morning. Her car was covered in frost, even though the temperature hadn't dropped below freezing. She was still inside, eyes open, breathing, but not really there. She hasn't spoken a word since. They say sometimes, in the early hours, she still scratches something on the walls of her hospital room. He's still walking. So, if you ever find yourself on a forest road with no name, and a pale blue light appears in the distance, don't follow it. Don't stop. Don't blink. And whatever you do, never walk with the Lantern Man.